Welcome to TryScottsdale.com. This is your host, Eric. We are going over the Airbnbs of Scottsdale, Arizona that we can find in the zip code 85255. As you can see, here is a map of the zip codes in Scottsdale and the surrounding areas. Scottsdale goes from north to south pretty much about 35 miles. This is downtown or Old Town Scottsdale, and then we get right into the southern tip of Scottsdale and into Tempe. So we go all the way up here close to Cave Creek, where Scottsdale's border ends, and we're talking about this zip code right here, 85255, which is up in the northern portion and far east into the northern portion of Fountain Hills area. So as you can see here, we are on the Airbnb website for Scottsdale 85255. You can see I'm in the area of Scottsdale Road right here and Hayden Road. Here is what most people would remember as the TPC, or the Phoenix Open, that is ran every year in February in Scottsdale, Arizona. They call it the Phoenix Open, but it basically ran in Scottsdale. So you can see that there's going to be quite a few places that Scottsdale offers in this zip code, and we can go further east as we go. I know this map is a little small, but as you can see, we're going to go into a couple of them here. You can see there's quite a few condos, especially in this area right here off of Scottsdale Road. There's quite a few condos, and as we go east, you're going to see that you're going to come into a more reclusive area. Okay, it's a little quieter. It's the further away you get from the 101 right here, the quieter it's going to get, and you start to get up into what we call the Pinnacle Peak area, which is going to have probably many more homes, bigger homes, to choose from than just the area we just saw with the smaller condos near the eye or the interstate. So the closer you get to the interstate, the more you're going to have condos available. Whereas in this area, up in the northeast portion of this zip code, you're going to find these are going to be in more exclusive areas, especially. So, and they're going to be slightly more costly, as you can see. And these are probably nightly costs, but these are quite big places to try here in Scottsdale. But the 85255 zip code spans from right here at Scottsdale Road, just inside the loop, and it goes all the way over here and into and over the top of Fountain Hills. So you're going to get into some very exclusive areas here. Let's check out a few, okay, so that you can see, doing your own due diligence, what places you're going to be looking for. Now, as you can see in here, the Thompson Peak Parkway doesn't have a tremendous amount of offerings, okay? We're getting into the portion here where we're going to be just above the 101 right here. See that? And you're going to have something here which is near Westworld, where they have the big horse show, and also in here where they're going to have a little bit more exclusivity. But you can see a home right here that I'm choosing that's a pretty good price per night. Now, it's not very, very cheap, but $194 a night for 8 guests, 4 bedroom, 5 beds, 2 bath. Pretty nice place, very exclusive. If we click on the images, we can see that, wow, that's a pretty nice size pool, and it's in a fairly exclusive area. I've been up in this area quite a bit before. You can see all the modern amenities. This is a little bit more older style, but you're going to have a nice time here if you're willing to pay that $194 price, okay? And they obviously have a grill and a place where you can sit out and relax. Now, this is for up to 8 people or 8 guests. So if you had 3 other families that wanted to come with you, like 3 other couples, and wanted to stay in this house together and spend a week in Scottsdale, Arizona, I don't think you would be too bad off, okay? And that's one of the cheaper versions. You get into the $600 per day version here is a North Scottsdale home in the same zip code, 85255. The images are not quite as good as they could be, but this is a fairly exclusive place. To me, it's a little bit bigger. It's much more modern than our last place, and it's much more expensive. It's 4 times the cost, or 3 times the cost actually, but it's up to 10 guests or 5 bedrooms. So you can add a couple in there, $600 a night. It's not going to be as cheap as the other one. So what, $200 a night for 4 couples? That's $50 a night. I mean, it's very affordable. But this one is obviously, for those 4 couples, is going to be a little bit more expensive, about $150 per person, or per couple per night. Okay, so as we move over a little bit east, here is Thompson Peak Parkway, which kind of circles down off of Frank Lloyd Wright here and Pima Road. We're quite a bit further north, though. So that's a little bit too far north, but we're also now into East Bell, and a lot of places around here and here's Frank Lloyd Wright right here. A lot of places around here are going to be more inhabited with condos, especially off of Bell Road. A lot of people come over here for different things to do with doctor's appointments and so forth and so on that I've been a part of. We click on a random here, $127 for this per night for apartment in Scottsdale. Now, it kind of seems like a lot of times Airbnb is undermining a little bit the local resorts and hotels. So obviously the hotels have had to kick in gear. And as you can see, you can have 2 bedrooms. So you could have 2 couples staying here for 127 nights. So that's about $65, $70 a night. That's much more inexpensive than the local hotels, which are, in the winter months are going for $150 to $400, maybe $500 a day, So, but as you can see, this is a 2-bedroom, 7 beds, 2 bath. That's quite a few beds for just 2 bedrooms. Up to 4 guests, obviously. The amenities are really, really nice, and this is obviously a shared pool, so that's the only kickback there, but it is a place where you can come, a couple of couples, and stay for a couple of weeks if you want to, and you can see how modern the amenities are. And staying in Scottsdale for $70 a night and staying a couple of weeks, that's probably pretty affordable for a lot of couples, okay? And then as we move down, you can see there's a lot more places in this area that are a little bit more expensive. You're going to see a condo here, 5-bedroom, 4-bath for $500 a night. So what is that, $100 per couple? Then as we move down here, you're going to come into, and let me broaden this out just a little bit. We're going to come into a little bit further east. Here's the 101, but we're a little bit more into McDowell Mountain Ranch, which is much more exclusive as you get further east from the 101. Now, a little further south, it's actually not Scottsdale, it's Indian Reservation. So Scottsdale does stagger out here quite a bit east as we go, especially down, say, Shea Boulevard here, okay? And as we go east here a little bit, we get into closer to Fountain Hills, but we're still in the 85255 area. And you can see there's going to be some more exclusivity in here. Montana Ranch and Carino Canyon Homes is one of the homes I wanted to show you. This is a very nice property, okay, and 8 guests, 4 bedrooms, so 4 couples, $376 a night. So just round that out to about $100 per night, but you're going to get a very exclusive place to stay for the time that you're there. And look at the amenities. Look at that pool. That's probably a natural saltwater pool, which I love. You're going to see the decor is much more extravagant. Look at that. It's like a mansion out in the desert. And that's only for about $30 more per night for each couple than it would be for one of those condos. Now, if you just want something small and convenient, well, those condos are great. But also, if you connect with groups or something like that, you can, pay $100 a night for something like this. If you're there for a couple of weeks, it's what, $1,500 for the 2 weeks. But the couples will have much more exclusivity out in something like this and a much better, higher volatility experience. And this is definitely in one of those areas that's really nice in the eastern portion of the 85255 zip code in Scottsdale. Okay, let's look at one or two more. You're going to get a little bit closer, as I said, back to the 101 here. And we're pretty much in the thick of north and slightly east Scottsdale itself. And you're going to see a lot of different places that they have to offer. If I were to pull out a little bit more, you're going to be able to see that right in here we're going to have quite a few different places in the McDowell Rancho area. Now they do have options for probably condos. As you can see there's another 2-bedroom condo for $149 a night. Not too bad. $100 a night for a condo there as well. And then let me click on one more here, because as we go down Shea Boulevard, this is getting closer to the Mayo Clinic out here for people who are interested in needing to find a place while they're at the Mayo Clinic. Now this goes out pretty far, but you can see the Mayo Clinic is right out here. Now in this area right here south of Shea Boulevard here, still in the 85255 zip code of Scottsdale, Arizona, where they're in the Carino Canyon homes again, and you're going to find some pretty exclusive homes out here. Okay, the first one I showed you there was really actually a great price for, you know, 4 couples. $100 a night is not bad, but once you get into places like this, the $1,120 per night, that's going a little bit far for me. But it's 6 bedrooms, 6 couples. You're going to pay, you know, about $180 per night, and that's probably pretty close to the price of normal hotels. Maybe not in the summer in Scottsdale. In the summer in Scottsdale, you're probably going to pay about $120 a night. For a majority of hotels, that's probably the medium price. But if you really want a wonderful atmosphere, and it's a very quiet area. I've been in this area quite a bit. Very quiet, very pristine, not a lot of noise at all. You don't even hear airlines or you know, any of the airlines coming over you at all. This is not in that area where you're going to hear a lot of that. It's going to be pretty exclusive, and as you can see, it's a pretty dadgum nice place that you can pick up on. So let's try one more near the Mayo Clinic right here. I'm interested to see, now this is an apartment in Scottsdale that kind of looks like, actually, this is what I wanted to let you know as well. This is what, say, Residence Inn and Courtyards of Marriott do. They call it an apartment, but it's actually going to be an exclusive Marriott or, you know, something like that. And for some reason, it's hosted by RoomPicks. So I think what that also means is that a lot of people are hosting Marriott places to stay. Now, they've either made deals with Marriotts or deals with just hotels in general. So this is definitely a king-size Courtyard suite, which I love the Courtyard. I love Marriott's. And but this is what we've also seen, and you can see what the price is, about $140 a night, like I said. So if you're coming in groups, it makes more sense to go to some place like this. If you had enough of a group, maybe 6 couples, you could stay here for fairly close to the same cost per night as it would be at a Courtyard Marriott near the Mayo Clinic here in eastern Scottsdale in the 85255 zip code. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that little bit of information about 85255 zip code in Scottsdale, Arizona. Make sure you click on the link in the description below to join our free newsletter at tryscottsdale.com. Have a great day, guys and gals.